Yeah, I'm John McCarthy, captain in the United States Marine Corps and future host of In the Arena podcast. You're listening to PBR Podcast.
Hit it! Culture, sophisticated
Podcast, baby. Now tell me something good. Oh, yeah.
What's up, everybody? PBR Podcast. Mike Plow, Derek D.
Yep.
We got a captain over here in the United States Marine Corps.
Oh, Captain, my
Marine
captains.
John McCarthy. What's up, Johnny?
What's happening? Yeah, long-time listener, first-time guest.
Oh, really?
Kind
Nice,
of a big
man.
deal. Yeah, very excited to be here, though.
Thank you for coming, man. We wanted to have you on many moons ago when you did a blog called The Postmodern Patriot, which is now defunct.
Now defunct. I've taken down Postmodern Patriot, but I have some big plans in effect right now to be going into the future. So
You know, people were upset about the Postmodern Patriot being taken down.
they definitely are. Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, right off the bat. Ladies and gentlemen, John, you
God.
know, Commander-in-Chief, the POTUS, Mr. Donald Trump.
I gotta tell you, it's great to be here in front of this.
Well, he does a face too.
This is an American hero.
He is, right?
Apparently, he's a captain. Apparently,
Oh my
I
God.
gotta tell you, this guy's great. He's
First time you're
fantastic.
meeting the president?
It's not the president.
I've never heard of this guy. Never heard of this guy.
No.
But I appreciate what he's done. What have you done?
That's
You're a
impressive.
captain.
That's impressive.
Beautiful.
good.
You're a Marine?
Active duty Marine.
Tom, what do you think about that?
I have a marina. I have the Trump Marina. It's fantastic. I gotta tell
Yeah,
you.
and so as a Marine, I definitely don't condone any, portrayals of the president. But you know,
What do you, this is
it's
no,
impressive.
Trent,
It's good-
Derek, what
good
is he
talent.
talking about?
I don't know.
I mean, this is Donald
I
Trump.
fully support my
sitting
commander in chief.
the
So I just need to throw all that out there.
Oh, I fully support this guy.
You do, right?
Oh, I've seen him. He could probably build a wall. A fantastic wall. It's gonna be great. I can't wait.
Oh, that's good. That's real good.
Can you, Don? Can you like do anything special for John, being that he's a Marine and you own a marina? You are the commander in chief.
You know what? I'm gonna call it John Marina Trump. John Trump Marina.
John Trump.
Oh,
Marina.
okay. Yeah,
Come on
great,
down
great.
anytime.
Yeah,
POTUS, everybody. That's the first time you met him. huh?
first time ever.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Everything's fine.
very impressive.
Sometimes you just can't get him. To
Yeah,
leave.
just glad.
Yeah, he hangs
glad we
around.
got that out of the way, though.
Hangs
Glad
around
we
for a
got that
little
out of the way. Yeah.
I'm back. I don't just go away. I'm always here. Welcome me back. Welcome me. Thank me. I am the best.
He always takes my mic.
I don't know why he does that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's crazy that he does that.
I
too.
mean, nobody has ever seen Donald Trump and Derek D in the same place at the same time.
It's true.
that's a little odd.
That's
There might be something behind that.
Although, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah,
Yesterday,
I do.
This is just relating to presidential stuff. I'm walking in Penn Station. I was coming from an audition, and I'm like,
Shameless plug.
Hashtag
right
Derek
there.
loves
Shameless
Derek.
plug,
Like,
right?
he
it wasn't a plug because
I
I
happen to be coming from an audition. It's no
Actually-
big deal.
actually, no.
Hashtag no big deal.
Actually, hashtag not coming from an audition. I was actually coming from a voiceover for a Samsung Under Armour commercial that I just did.
oh,
so
hashtag
now it's a plug.
Samsung, Under Armour. Yeah.
And you will see that commercial soon. I haven't posted it because
He's only been talking about it for the past 3 episodes, right?
I was wondering why he was wearing all that today.
No, there's like a voiceover.
nothing Under Armour.
I did like this voiceover. It's kind of a big deal.
Why when John walked in, he's like, "Why is Derek wearing all Under Armour head to toe?" He even has the Under Armour beanie on right now.
Dude, I wish they sent me that stuff. Anyway,
Under Armour's actually coming out with this really cool techno wear stuff.
Are
that
they
they're
really?
Gonna be putting out.
is Samsung? I think I think that's what it is.
And actually, Derek is their new guy. He's like
Well,
literally doing all of it.
You heard?
Yeah, it's crazy. I work for Under Armour too. I do voiceovers for them.
right. You're in
But anyway,
great competition.
Anyway, back to my story. We were walking. I was
when-
walking
Sorry
through-
for pausing that. My
No,
bad.
dude.
When did Under Armour start coming out with the Hogwarts glasses? When did?
Why are you ripping on my
You're a
glasses?
wizard, Harry.
These glasses.
You know who you look like right now? I want to.
Looks like Harry Potter.
I gotta-
Daniel Radcliffe. That's exactly who he
Daniel
looks like.
Radcliffe.
Yeah.
You look right now exactly like your cousin.
My cousin
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah. With glass, I never noticed it until glasses, headphones, and a microphone. Go back to PBR episode, Andy Barr,
Womp womp,
our fact
chang.
checker. Go back and fact check when Derek's cousin was on PBR. Look at the headshot. That's what Derek looks
Some
like.
people
right
say
now.
we do resemble each other.
With the glass. I never thought that till the glasses.
Yeah,
Wait,
maybe.
who's his cousin?
My cousin Anthony.
Yeah.
That's
By the way, like, listen, so it had been a while since I've been listening to the podcast, right? And then you asked me to come on. I was like, I got to get back up on PBR, and I'm an ass for not listening.
Nah, don't worry.
So I started listening again and love the show. Show's great, but it is amazing how Jersey you guys are.
What does that even mean?
Look what you just said. Yeah, your cousin. Oh, my cousin Aunt. Oh, no way. Yeah, no, I look like my cousin Aunt.
Well, that's a little more out of the act. That's not. That's we didn't.
Did you hear
weren't that
Polano
strong of an
on your
accent.
episode like three weeks ago? He's like, yeah, did you hear about what happened in Spain? They're like, there's dudes and they're trying to get out of Spain, and it's crazy. Did you hear about? Meanwhile, like Catalonia votes to secede from the Union, which is a portion of Spain.
Which is what I said.
No, but he's like, if you go back, Anthony Barr fact checked this. Okay,
yeah.
if you go back and listen to him,
Don't
he
fact check
actually literally he's like, yeah, like people in Spain were trying to get out of Spain, and like it was such a meathead Jersey moment.
Everything Mike says is either 60% wrong or right. So.
Yeah,
That's right.
But if he says it, he believes it with his whole heart.
Oh, yeah,
That's right. We were just talking about conspiracies before you came, which made my wife physically get up and leave the room.
Well, yeah, because you're just talking nonsense. But anyway, I was walking through Penn Station. I was like, why is there so much security at the shoe shining place? You know, in Penn Station, there's that long thing.
Yeah.
Shoe shining. I'm like, what is going on here? The dogs are sniffing everybody walking by. I look at Joe Biden's getting his shoes buffed and shined. I'm like, oh, there's Joe Biden right there. And I think I tweeted, I was like, didn't care enough to take a picture.
But you cared enough to tweet about it.
I said, Joe Biden's getting his shoes shined in Penn Station.
You still didn't get that blue tick on Twitter.
No, I didn't. I don't know why I haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm.
I know. Yeah.
All the things you have to. Maybe I'm off on one of those. I don't know. Like you have to like. There's all those little
I
stipulations.
don't know what the code is, dude. I see some people that are.
I know.
verified. I don't get it.
I don't get it.
You know?
I don't understand it either. But
Are you nervous having your back to the door?
Yeah, it is a little weird.
What, I mean, come on,
It's
dude.
definitely a little weird.
You're Captain of the Marines, but are people trying to assassinate you?
No. I don't like having my back to the door. Do
you wanna switch seats?
Check your six. No, I'm good.
I like they said check your six.
Yeah, always head on a swivel. That's very important.
Wait, so you're from Ocean?
Grew up in Ocean Township. Very proud of being from the 732. Yeah.
Did you?
And I'm a meathead.
Did you? Are you Sherman's age or Sherman's grade or Kyle's?
So shameless plug right here to Ocean CrossFit. The reason this is coming up is because my buddies own Ocean CrossFit.
Yeah.
I'm wearing one of their hats right now. And Ryan Sherman and Mike Fantini, they got a great gym in the Neptune area. So if you live in Asbury, Ocean Township, Neptune, go check them out. But so those guys are 2 years older than me. But the first CrossFit gym that I ever worked at, Sherman was a part owner there. That was CrossFit Shrewsbury.
Right.
Then he broke off and owned his own gym.
Yeah.
And so they take good care of me. Whenever I come back, they let me come to the gym, work out, and so they're good dudes.
I heard that someone lives under that gym.
What the hell does that mean?
That's just what I heard.
Is that the troll? It's me.
You're a troll? Is this your troll?
I'm not a troll,
this
man.
your
I just
troll?
like to go to Ocean CrossFit sometimes and work out.
Business
But
is business.
Every time I do, this troll is always trolling me.
Well, Polano politics, Polano's unprepared. Everyone
Wait,
has
does that guy
hashtag.
go to that gym or something? Or is that just
He
your
might.
way of working?
I don't work out. I just work out underneath the gym. Okay.
You don't work out, you troll. This person just trolls my political candidacy online all the time.
Do you
Yeah.
work out at Ocean CrossFit?
Great Wi-Fi. They got great Wi-Fi there. I steal it.
So anyway.
But no, that's cool because what the hell?
Whoa, got sexy.
But no, I know Sherman and I know Kyle's older brother. I'm more Kyle's age, and I used to skate at his house and stuff back in the day.
Kyle runs Sure Shot now.
Yeah.
He used to skate, let's just clarify, rollerblade.
Yeah, but so did Kyle. This is when rollerblading
You know,
was
the
dope.
hardest part of rollerblading.
Yeah. We're talking rails right now.
Come on, what? Telling your parents you're gay.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing wrong with that.
There's
I totally
nothing wrong
condone
with
that. I'm
Nothing wrong with that
absolutely
at
okay.
all.
I wrote
Nothing
my
wrong with
senior
that.
thesis.
It's totally cool.
Wrote my senior
He wrote a
thesis on the
paper.
repeal of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy.
He's a
It was
captain
great
in the
thing for
military. It's totally cool.
And how long were you in the military?
I still am
still
active
is.
duty. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. But
Yeah,
so
I've
wait,
been in since 2000. Well, so I went to officers candidate school in between my junior and senior year of college.
Right.
And then after that, I was kind of off for a little bit. The surge kind of ended, so we stopped sending as many troops as we were into the Middle East.
have you gone over there?
No, I have not been. Well, I've been to Jordan. I've not been in a combat zone though. So went to Jordan, did training exercises with the Jordanian Marine Corps, and then also did a deployment to the South Pacific, and I did training exercises with the Thais, the Filipinos, and the Malaysians.
All right, let's talk about what it is exactly that you do.
So right now, my job is way less cool than it was while I was deploying. I was an infantry officer. So I still am an infantry officer. So platoon commander. I was a weapons platoon commander for 2nd Battalion, 2nd Marines, Easy Company. So basically my Marines were the machine gunners, the mortarmen, and the missilemen who supported company level operations. So that's a lot of stuff that's like hard for civilians to understand. But I was responsible for supporting the operations of the other 150 Marines in our company with my 50 Marines in my platoon. So that's what I did then. Now, I have a way crappier job. I'm an investigator for the Inspector General of the Marine Corps. So I investigate compliance and whistleblower reprisal. So I don't
So
really
many
have a whole lot
jobs
of
and
friends.
Whistleblower reprisal.
And you're in
Yes.
DC. You're based in DC, right?
Yeah, I'm just outside of the Pentagon. I tell people I work at the Pentagon,
Oh.
but I work in a small building outside of the
So
Pentagon.
interesting. We were just talking about the Pentagon 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Well, you're
Don't even get into that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Where's the footage?
I'm probably with you and everything.
There's plenty of people that I work with who saw it happen. So
the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Just watched it go right in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, now I believe
Yeah.
it. See, that's all I need.
What do you need?
That's all I need.
I knew that for 17
Ready
years
for the
ago.
second-
15, however many years ago.
Ready
it
for
was.
the second question, though. The plane that crashed in the Pennsylvania fields,
Flight 93?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about it?
shot down.
You're a horrible person.
I'm not a horrible
That's what I
person.
said.
You're just doing this to get me riled
No,
up.
I'm not.
That's what I said.
It wasn't shot down. It wasn't shot
I'm not
down.
even going there. I'm not even bringing that up. If you think that the American government, okay, let's get a couple things straight. First of all, if you think that we could keep a secret like that, you give us way too much credit. We can't keep a secret like that. Second of all, if you think, I respect the fact that you want to question your government, good for you. They have no ability to do that. They're not going to do that. There's too many good people that exist within the government and that work for them that they would never sign on for something like that.
All right, so you're saying that the government would allow an airliner to be rammed into the White House and rather than shoot it down?
Okay, so that's definitely not the situation that occurred there, though, if you're talking all the way up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you're doing a risk analysis, of course, going into the White House, possible death of the president versus the death of civilians, unfortunately, certain calls need to be made. I would pray that I was never in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, we could start getting into logical fallacies all that we want.
you don't
and
think
start
that
comparing
happened?
apples to oranges.
You
but-
don't think it was shot down?
Yeah, we're going to move on to a new topic.
No, they
I'm
rerouted.
asking a serious question, man.
they invaded the cockpit and got it, and obviously
All right, first of all, let me clarify.
they
Let me clarify. Shooting down that plane does not constitute a conspiracy at all.
I'm with you on that.
At all.
I'm definitely with you on that.
But I do think you would go with that story because it's better for the American folktale lore. It makes people feel good about a shitty situation.
All right, so if you want to
Yeah,
get into
but
like,
I'm not saying it's a
you want to get
conspiracy.
into people managing the media and things like that, whatever. That's a whole other story. But as far as that specific event, people get all fired up. They want to do all these conspiracies and do all this kind of stuff.
there's a conspiracy for everything.
There's conspiracy. What is it? Pizzagate and all that other crap.
Pizzagate?
Yeah, I
What
don't
is
know.
that?
It's like there's like all these ridiculous conspiracies
There's
for everything.
so many, and it's just that, and all the stuff that's coming out about Vegas too. It's like, come on, just let the investigators investigate. Until,
Any big event, there's going to be conspiracy theorists.
100%.
Good for them. We need them. I love.
How do you
them.
feel about Jesse Ventura? I'm
You just are want to hit me with every load.
That
of
guy's all over the place.
man.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. He's got his own beef with the Kyle family. That's his call. There is. Let's go back into that. I mean, the Kyle family.
Who's the Kyle
Chris
fan?
Kyle.
Chris Kyle.
Jesse Ventura. Chris Kyle claimed
American
he punched
Sniper.
Jesse Ventura in the
Oh,
face.
okay.
And then Ventura claimed that he sued the Kyle family and all that kind of stuff. Going to Chris Kyle, the way Chris Kyle died. Chris Kyle was doing a great thing. Had a guy with PTSD, took to the firing range. Dude shot him. All right, guy had PTSD. Horrible, horrible situation. Conspiracies come out about that. All of a sudden, people want to start saying like, "Oh, it was the government because he had so many kills, and they want to get him out of the way because he was such a savage killer." No, you know what?
What a dumb conspiracy.
The dude
that
was
is.
doing the right thing, and he got caught in a shitty situation, and life happens. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Here's the issue, and I'll get off my soapbox in a minute. The
Yeah, you're a guest. That's why you're here, man.
Well, I appreciate it. But the American people, they so quickly want to find a cause for things, and they want to find a scapegoat. They want to find something, and it's a natural human act is that we want to find a scapegoat. For instance, and I hate to do this, but we can talk about the Las Vegas shooting. The bump stocks, right? Have we seen this? Like, my God, the bump stocks, right? Okay, look, whatever with the bump stocks. Don't distract me and bring my attention to these bump stocks when the issue is that how many people probably saw this guy doing something sketchy and just didn't have the cojones to say something about it or question it, right? And say, like, what is going on in this situation? Let's go to another situation that's more recent, that's equally recent that's happened. When that gentleman went into the church in South Carolina, shot all those people. Horrible situation. Where does everybody point their direction to? They need a scapegoat. It's a Confederate flag, right? Is that the problem? No, the problem is racism. Racism is the problem.
Yeah.
The Confederate flag is not a
Well, racism plays no part in Vegas.
Absolutely. So I'm trying to bring apart the point that we're trying to find things that we can focus our hate and our anger on, right? And the things that we're upset about.
Statues,
So we
everything.
come up with conspiracy theories. We pick statues. We pick the Confederate flag. We pick these bump stocks, right? So now we got to start going after people's Second Amendment rights and everything like that. It's just the things that we're upset. We can't make sense of the situation. So immediately we start to respond by trying to figure out things that piss us off that we can easily attack.
Right.
Because unfortunately for us, this dude is dead who killed all these people in Las Vegas. And everybody would love to string him up and just throw it as much cabbage as they could at him. But unfortunately, he's gone. So now we got to find something else to point our aggression to.
All right, so you're military trained. You fired some of these weapons, maybe?
I fired a lot of assault rifles, yeah.
Okay, so
Personal and military owned.
you saw the pictures of his body on the floor with the guns all around?
No, I didn't. So I purposely avoid a lot of what the media reports. I think it's a very poisonous, negative thing that gets into a lot of people's heads. So I don't have TV. I stay away from a lot of it. The Economist is what I read, kind of a neutral-ish, more left-leaning, and I understand that. So I read the things that they talk about with all that kind of stuff.
You don't strike me as leaning left.
Negative. I'm staunch libertarian.
Really?
Yeah, hardcore. About as hardcore libertarian as they come. That's why a couple of years ago, you made a Facebook post like, my neighbor thinks it's okay at 8 a.m. on a Saturday to start like
Mowing the lawn?
cutting his trees and shit. And I said, Polano, if he wants to do it on his land, that's his business as long as it's
No,
not
but there's
hurting him.
laws that say you can't
And those
do that.
laws should not exist. The
You just
government
said-
should not regulate what you're doing on your own land as long as it's not harming another
That's
human
not
being.
liberal.
I never said it was liberal.
Well, you said
It's
you're
libertarian.
left. You said you're left.
I said the Economist is left. You gotta pay attention to what I'm saying.
You're not left.
I am not
I said
left.
you don't strike me as someone
No,
that
I'm
leans
not
to the
left at all. Okay, I'm not left. No.
Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I was saying. I mean, you could hit the 15-second button to go back and hear what I actually said. But then again, at 60%, I'm probably getting my own thoughts wrong.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's so crazy with all this stuff. Like people are just, the far left is nuts and the far right is nuts.
The question
It's just like it's so like the whole Eminem thing. It's like, come on, what are you doing?
No,
Like I'm a fan of Eminem the rapper, not a fan of whatever the hell he was
now
rapping about the
I
other
don't
day.
like him. Like I stopped watching
It
the
was
NFL
so
for a
bad.
minute.
It made no s- like.
Yeah, I'm fortunate that I even have no idea what the hell.
you could-
we're
Yeah,
talking
yes,
about
you
right
are.
now.
Yeah,
He
like
came
he
out and-
came out with this rap and he just ripped on Trump and stuff and like it's Eminem.
And
Like
threatened his life. which
listen to his songs.
And I'm curious if he got that talking to. You can't threaten
Yeah, you
the
can't
president's
threaten the
life.
president.
I would never speak ill of the commander in chief, regardless of what he does. You know, I'm an impartial, so I can have an opinion. But as far as the military is concerned, we should be. When you take the oath, especially as an officer, you take the oath to support and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and bear true faith and allegiance to the same. Right, those are big things, and that's your job to become impartial. It's service leadership. So your job is to serve your nation. You know, we had this whole issue with the presidential election where quote unquote generals were coming out in favor of presidents. I would argue that once you hit the rank of colonel in the military or 06, you should probably not be allowed to vote in any election ever again. Because you have placed yourself into a portion of the government where you do not care who is in charge. You just pledge to take lawful orders. And if they're
that makes
unlawful,
sense.
then you step aside and say, I will not obey that order. But otherwise, it doesn't matter who's giving them. So
I like that.
Interesting take.
So you shot. I want to get back to that initial question. You shot these weapons. So do you see anything? And I'm not leading you down a rabbit hole. I'm not blowing a conspiracy up your ass. But do you see anything that sticks out? Like, I don't know if a 65-year-old guy could have done that all by himself.
the multiple shooters, yeah.
Not even multiple shooters, just 2 broken windows, 4,000 square foot. This is a 4,000 square foot. That's a 4,000 square foot apartment that he's in.
Yeah, but he set up the guns facing out. He could run back and forth to those windows shooting.
Not according to the photo. That's not what happened. That's why I asked him if he saw the photo.
Well, the photo, he's dead on the ground.
And the guns are all over the room. So why, right before he died, he just threw guns all over the room? It doesn't make any sense.
What are you talking about?
The
He
guns.
had-
If you're going to shoot out windows, you have the guns, like you just said, lined up at the windows.
Right, but didn't
that's
he-
not.
He would
how
have
they-
multiple. He would have the gun he was using.
Look at the picture.
No,
Google it.
Your argument makes no sense. If I'm in a
First
hotel
of all, I'm
room,
not arguing anything. I'm asking a question.
all right, so if I'm in a hotel room with a bunch of remote controls and I'm aiming one at the TV, changing the channel, I could have some over there and some over there, but I'm only using the one at the time to change the TV's
And
channel.
yes, accurate. But you would never throw the rest of them all over the floor.
He had them. What do you throw them? He had them.
Look at the picture, please. Google the picture.
But
Stop arguing with me if you haven't seen the
I've
picture.
seen all the pictures.
No,
It's literally
you haven't
like
seen this one.
He put the gun there. He put the gun there. He didn't. What do you mean? I don't get what you're saying. He threw them around.
He
was in the room since.
Have you seen it? You haven't seen it?
He was in the room since. He was in the room since 4 days before that. And he brought that stuff up.
So let me ask some questions. So the guns are scattered about, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're like placed here on the couch, there on the floor, over there.
So this guy definitely stepped into a job that he knew exactly what he was going to do. And
They got the bipods on them. Is that what that's called?
Yeah, bipods. Yeah. They create a stable shooting platform.
Yeah.
So let's go into this, right? So this gentleman, he does this. He plans all. How many rounds did he let off? I don't even know.
Oh, they said like thousands.
Thousands of rounds. Okay, so
10 minutes.
Let's say that his plan was that he was going to have 24 guns with a 30-round magazine in each one of them. And after he fires one of them, he's just going to throw that gun to the side. So I would argue that, yeah, they would be scattered about because maybe initially he's got them all stacked. But as he's getting through rifles, it might be faster for him, he thinks. So a well-trained gunman would be able to reload that weapon extremely fast.
He had a ton of magazines.
Pop a clip out, pop a clip in.
He had a ton of magazines that weren't used.
What's the need of all these weapons?
Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of weird. So, but I mean, obviously the man's not operating with a full deck. So
clearly
he's probably,
and that's coming out more and more as they investigate this guy and go in his history. And stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it does make sense for them to be scattered about. That absolutely makes sense. The room, that would make sense to me. If I were in the middle of doing, a crazy gunfight and just throwing guns, that would make sense. I wouldn't be surprised.
Because they heat up
that.
fast.
It's not a crazy gunfight though. It's you can watch the video.
He's releasing rounds at almost the
spraying a crowd.
Rate. That's insane to be releasing them that fast.
And when you watch the videos, you hear it. It's like, and then it stops for 10 seconds.
Yeah. So what's the stoppage? He's reloading. He's changing weapons.
He's probably picking up a new weapon, setting up a stable platform, and then he's going after it. Yeah,
and going back to each of those windows.
So it makes total sense to you. It's one person.
No, that I wouldn't make that argument. And I can't, I'm not there, and I don't know a whole lot about it, but highly possible that he's got somebody else, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe that person got away. It is what it is. Here's the other thing.
It was him. I mean, it was just.
Here's the other thing you got to understand when you're talking to me is like, I'm a firm believer that there are things that the American public doesn't need to know. And I trust that the government is not telling us because it's probably better for us not to know.
Yeah, because if we know, then enemies will know.
And or like, I don't know. I just trust that there are people. I'm willing to trust in the establishment that they have our best interests at hand. And some people that's really hard to do. And so sometimes I don't need to know everything. I don't need to know all the answers unless I'm the one making the decisions. Then I do need to know all the answers. But that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I don't know. My big contention, if you listen to the last episode, is the videos. All right, so if you've been to a casino, you're constantly on surveillance. He's been there for multiple days. They know exactly every move he made for the amount of time he was in the town.
Sure. Right, yeah.
But we haven't seen any of it.
Right.
Which leads me to believe.
And I think the good argument that was brought up in the last episode, I think you called this out, Derek, is like, I think you compared it to, there was another situation where they released the videos immediately.
Boston bombing,
right? They were looking for those guys immediately. And releasing the videos was in their best interest because it helped them to find these guys. Right now, releasing the videos is not in anyone's best interest because they're just trying to examine the scene. So
that's what I'm saying. They have that footage and they're looking it over. I think it's going to come out in documentaries down the line.
Yeah, you think it comes out?
And that's absolutely.
Or it doesn't, and people freak out about it.
If it doesn't come out, so what would be the reason not to?
Look at all the
once the investigation's over, what's the reason not to release it?
No, I think they will.
Well, I'm just devil's advocate.
What is the reason? I don't think there is one.
If you don't see it, let's assume
he's not a threat anymore.
We're assuming that the documentary comes out, the movie's made, and there's no footage of surveillance video at all.
I don't know. We have to wait.
They're hiding.
I'm cool with it.
We got to wait and see.
You're cool with it because you don't believe we need to know anything.
I'm not saying that we don't need to know anything.
Know everything. Know everything.
Yeah, we don't need to belabor the point. What happened was horrible, and I feel really bad for all those families out there and those people who were having an absolutely amazing day, and it got ruined because some asshole decided that he wanted to go crazy and kill a bunch of people.
True.
And I also feel bad for that guy too. You know, I have a lot of pity for him that he found no other way out than to just shoot up a whole bunch of people. You know, what was wrong in that man's life that he couldn't find another avenue to go to? So it's unfortunate, you know, and PBR listeners, it's like I've gotten this show on such a serious note right here. I feel bad.
Yo, can you get that door real quick? Can you get that door?
Oh yeah.
Dennis!
Hello?
Dennis!
Wait, did he come
Hey!
Are you in the well?
I'm down here in the well.
Are you coming up today?
No,
Do you have anything to add to this episode?
I don't think so.
All right, you're worthless. You're fired.
I didn't even know you got service down there.
How's he get served? Is Dan down there?
I've got this thing all wired.
Yeah, I'm down here.
Dan, Dennis, what are you doing in the well?
I don't know. He's just chilling over here. What are you touching?
Got the couch all set
Keep
up.
your hands to
Nice
yourself, buddy.
feng shui.
Whoa.
You got that pizza?
You want the pizza? Let me warm it up here in the wood burning oven I got down here.
What is going on down there?
Gabe!
What is Dan talking? Oh, am I in the well? I'm not in the well.
I don't even know what happened.
I don't know. What's this music?
Sometimes I don't even know what goes on.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's
Music.
great.
Yeah, I don't know. That bit went.
You want to talk
weird.
about another talented guy? That dude, that your intern's pretty talented.
I mean, you could tell him.
I mean, he's been living in that well for so long.
I know.
He's right behind that door.
Yeah, jeez.
He's in the well. Yeah.
It's really weird that we have like a general, 38-inch, 6-foot tall door that leads to a well underground.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's
but
weird,
in your
right?
home, P, I wouldn't be surprised that you would have something like that. You never know when you're going to need to throw somebody down in there.
Come on, man.
Oh man, but yeah, it's crazy and it's unfortunate. It's a shame that people immediately, like you were saying, go to find exactly what do we got to blame? We got to blame. What do we got to blame? What do we
I
got to
think
blame?
I'm a little bit like that.
And no, I'm sure there is, but like instead of sometimes looking at guns, let's look at the people. Let's look at medications. Let's look at all these other factors. Like why are people doing this? Why is it mainly white males? Why is that happening? Why is it? But the one thing that connects them all is that they're all on antidepressants,
Did you
medications,
see,
stuff like this. But you can't arrest.
Did you see Unabomber?
No, I didn't.
Did you see it?
No.
6-part series. It was called.
What was
Is
that
that
on?
Netflix or?
It was on Discovery Channel. The name of the actual series is escaping me, but it was American something, the Unabomber. So this
Yeah, I
one
remember
was about
seeing like
Ted Kaczynski.
commercials for it.
So what you're saying though, if you watch that documentary, there's one episode in there that does his entire backstory of what happened to him, and not to go.
Well, yeah, he was seriously abused as a child and had all kinds of crazy things in his life. I think.
Well, he was a little bit of that, but that's not the main thing. The main thing was he was unbelievably brilliant. So
Right,
he went
yeah.
to Harvard at 16, and when he was at Harvard at 16,
This is the guy they found in the woods, right?
This is the Unabomber, Ted
Yeah.
Kaczynski.
Yeah.
So because he was so smart and so young, he was easily manipulated.
Absolutely.
He went into some of these programs where they're like CIA type programs, like Jason Bourne type shit.
Mm-hmm.
And he went through this program and they were trying to mentally break. They picked out of hundreds of super intelligent people from Harvard. They took like him and like 2 other people.
and he's like 16, 17.
Yes, and they ran him through like these mind-altering states, and they were trying to make him. What do you call it? Like the born candidate. What is that called? They were trying to make him like a drone. Like Derek D is a monster killer. He's Derek D voiceover artist by day, and then
universal soldier
Yeah,
type
then
thing,
you hear like the password and
Wait,
you
but
go nuts.
They were trying to make him like a fighting soldier or just a really smart.
No, like a fighting soldier, like Jason Bourne.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a plant. It's this theory that there was this like these experiments that they did with it back in like the 70s and everything like that. Is that you could, and this is
It was like the men who killed goats.
yeah.
men
But
who
there's
stare at goats.
your dude that you used to have on the show here. He used to always talk about it. It's like a conspiracy theory. I forget what it's called. It's some sort of project that the huge conspiracy theorists are into. And it's basically, and they're like, if you look it up, you'll see. It's like, they're so true. Basically,
Manchurian Candidate.
yeah, it's like Manchurian Candidate. Yeah. So apparently there was this theory that back in the day, the government took a whole bunch of people and then trained them with these ways that they could shift their capabilities to act like a certain person and
Right.
be a certain thing. And then if they ever needed them to act in a certain way, they could just hit them up with a code. The code triggers something in their head to then make them
Yeah.
turn into a mindless zombie and carry out a It's just a
horrible
creative
act.
Yeah, it's a creative story for all those people who are too bored with their lives right now.
But this is real. This happened to him. This Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah, but
so if it happened to him, don't think it's not, and all of the stuff we watch in theater, like Men Staring at Goats, like that stuff is all based on reality, man. It's not like it's not happened or didn't happen.
Yeah, but Ted Kaczynski was also like seriously abused by his mother, had like a super screwed up childhood.
That definitely adds to it.
There's we're talking about a perfect storm of events here with Ted Kaczynski. Like the dude literally had this screwed up life. Pretty sure
he's still alive.
No, he's dead.
He's died?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 90% sure he's dead. They either captured him or he's dead.
Andy Barr.
No, I want Bob to change. But
fact check that.
But they caught him, and then did he die in jail?
If he died in jail.
He's not a threat anymore, as well.
No, he's
he's
lifer.
That threat has been neutralized.
And his whole point. And we just talked about this, but his whole argument was he just wanted his manifesto published, and his manifesto stated that technology was going to destroy society.
Is there a U in manifesto?
Well, yeah.
Manifesto? He wanted his manifesto?
His manifesto?
Meatheaded.
Is it a
60%.
Is it a menu?
Manifesto.
Manifesto.
Oh, Jesus. I'm so glad you're here.
Manifesto.
You recognize that sexy?
I do. Yeah, I do. I like that.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
All right, it's a little game we call Top
Isn't it a little early? How much time have I been on the air?
35 minutes.
No way. Already? Get out of here.
Time flies when you're having fun. It's right here.
Get out of here. We've been on for 35 minutes already.
It goes by fast, man. Yeah.
Jeez.
Look at him. He's like, make sure I get my
No. I feel bad. I was like, whew.
No, I think we started recording a little earlier, and then right when you did your bumper and the music came in, so it's probably like
30 minutes.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Damn, time flies down in this basement.
Yo, it really does, man.
It goes by fast.
You have a good conversation. It goes. I have marbles in my mouth today. Unique.
It's that
New York.
It's that frenulum.
Unique. I have a short frenulum. Everybody knows it, man. All right, so you hear that music, man? It's a game we like to call top or bottom. I'm going to read you two terms. You're going to tell me if these two things are in a relationship. Which one is on top? Which one is on bottom? You may know. You may have heard the show, but somebody might be listening for the first time.
I forgot about others.
Keep it down over there. Don't make me mute that
all those
mic.
fans out in the UK, right? That's who we need to keep
bloody
happy with
right.
everything we're doing.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Speaking of that accent, if you haven't seen Attack the Block, please watch it.
Attack the Block.
Attack the Block.
What is that?
I'm going to totally butcher this, but John Boyega from Star Wars, the African American guy. So he's British. He's actually not African American at all. He's African. How would you say? He's from Britain.
He's someone from Britain. He's a black guy from Britain.
He's a black guy from Britain. Is that okay? That's
I don't
PC.
think anybody's upset about that.
Okay,
But
he's
you
a
could
black
say
guy
that.
from Britain he's in the new Star Wars movies. But when he was a kid, he was in a movie called Attack the Block, which was about an alien invasion, and he's just a street BMX thug, like a BMXer with his little posse of friends. They're not thugs; they're just kids, man. And they happen to the world gets attacked by aliens, but
So it's Stranger Things. Just
no, it's better. So they gets attacked. The way they attack is by meteor strike. So it's not like ships come down, but when the meteor strikes happen, it's an individual alien, but they look like these blue glowing apes. And the first one that hits the Earth is the female. And the rest of them that come down, there's thousands of them that are hitting the ground, and you don't know this until I'm totally ruining the movie, but they're all males, and they want to hunt and find the female to mate with her to take over the planet. Well, these thugs happen to just come across the female monkey first, and because the pheromones of her, and they capture it, and because the pheromones is what are attracting all the other aliens, they think they're being attacked by all these aliens, but they're really trying to get the female alien, and it's all that British humor with the accent.
So they just killed the female alien. That would have been good.
Yeah, the movie would have ended.
That would have been done.
A better thing to watch. Have you heard of Bare Knuckle?
No.
I don't even know if it's on Netflix anymore. It's about these British dudes who just do this bare knuckle fighting club.
Yeah, I have
and
heard
there's
about
these
this.
old school family rivalries, and one dude, it's like Hatfields McCoys.
Oh,
in
nice.
England.
Where can you watch it?
I think it's on Netflix. It was on Netflix. It definitely.
I feel like I have heard of this.
Yeah, my boy Ray Perez is the one who turned me on to that. Yeah, my buddy Ray.
Right on.
Yeah, because he's
Right hand Ray.
Kid's been boxing since he was 5 years old. So
Does he have a sister named Megan?
He might.
no, he's not. And if
does have a
that
sister.
was his sister, he doesn't have a sister. He's only got
sure?
a brother. This is one of my best friends in the whole world.
I'm sure you don't have a sister.
I'm sure he doesn't. He's got
Megan Perez.
He's got no.
Megan?
She went to Ocean.
Megan?
She went to Ocean.
Are you saying Megan?
Are you saying Pam or Man?
I think I can
Megan?
help out with this whole Pam dilemma that we got going on here. All right,
Top or bottom?
Top or
number one.
bottom?
Joe Buck or Troy Aikman?
Top Troy Aikman, bottom Joe Buck.
Without a doubt, right?
Yeah, no question.
How do you feel about Joe Buck?
There's some things that his name rhymes with that I'd like to use to say about him, but I've heard that this is a family show, so we'll refuse. But I also boycott the NFL. I want to get that across very quickly. So
I'm right behind you, man.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I used to always be like, yeah, Joe Buck, whatever. He kind of sucks, but I thought he was a good announcer. But then I heard him on Howard Stern, not once but twice, and he seems like a chill dude. Like Joe Buck seems like a guy that'd probably be fun to hang out with. Like he's got good stories. He knows he's not like chip on his shoulder type guy. He knows his dad was a great announcer. He knows he had help getting in. He basically just said like, look, yeah, I had some help getting into this, but you got to be good to stay in it. And so I'm actually going Joe Buck on top, Aikman on the bottom because I hate the Cowboys.
Oh, come on, man.
I respect Troy Aikman as a player.
Joe Buck's an ass clown.
But Joe Buck on top, Aikman on bottom.
Troy Aikman's also just a good dude.
He seems
so. Is Joe
I've
Buck.
never met him, but
yeah.
I don't know if he is. Why you love him because he was on Howard?
Dude, that's when you don't hear about the man behind the announcer while he's announcing. He doesn't talk to you about his life.
Howard also does a great job of making you know who people really are. Yeah, Howard's one of the best interviewers.
Oh, 100%. He gets A-list celebrities on there talking about stuff that that they would never talk about. It baffles me that doesn't make it on Entertainment Tonight and all these other shows because it's they're cursing, saying insane shit.
Yeah,
and it's awesome. And that's what that's what made me like Joe Buck. So Joe Buck on top.
All right, I'm clearly putting Troy Aikman on top. I can't. I don't even know why I wrote it. It's pissing me off. Top or bottom, number 2. Second Amendment rights or take their guns away.
Absolutely.
No-brainer.
Top is Second Amendment rights. Bottom is take their guns away.
Not even their bump stocks?
I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole. But it just is what it is. This country was founded on having a well-regulated militia that pushed us through to win the revolution.
An intelligent person sitting there. Where's Chris LaDonda right now?
He's listening. What's up, Chris?
Unfortunately, he brought the vegan on the show. Jeez. I was like, yeah, whatever. Good for him. He must be a good guy. Otherwise, you wouldn't have brought him on the show. But yeah, the Second Amendment rights, no one should infringe upon that or attempt to. And a lot of people try to make this comment about muskets versus the AR rifles that exist and everything like that. And that's just that's it. Literally, if you study logical theory and logical reasoning, that's an illogical fallacy.
I saw this video online real quick. So the term assault rifle, they're like, literally, if you take a golf club and hit something with it, now that is an assault golf club. They're like, it's some assault rifles. It sounds like you hear the word assault rifle, you think it's something, but it can be anything. It can be any gun. Yeah,
and I mean, coming from a kid who grew up in New Jersey with strict gun laws, never touched a pistol or a rifle till he joined the Marine Corps. I understand the fear that exists because of the lack of comfort with those weapons. It's an unfamiliar thing. But then once you become familiar with these things and you realize they're just a tool and that they're an extension of yourself, and that if you treat them appropriately, that bad things won't happen, then you chill the hell out with them.
Do you own a firearm?
Tons of them.
You do?
Yeah. Smith & Wesson 9mm, M&P 9mm. I have a Ruger in my house. I have a Marlin 30-30, 2 12-gauge shotguns. That's it.
Yeah, sure it is. That's what I look. So why so many?
Because it's my right. I can have as many as I want.
Plus, there's so many gun collectors that they're fine.
Big thing is like gifts. Inherited a lot of guns from my father, actually. So got a lot of those from him. And then the other thing is just pistols, they're good. So a lot of the pistols that I picked them up, they were used, or I bought them off of somebody. I lived down in North Carolina for a while. Used gun sales are people, that's a way of life for them down there. So picked up a lot of used guns that way. You never know when I'm going to have somebody that I come into their life and I want to give them a gun, something to protect their home with.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
You never know. Yeah. I'm going Second Amendment right on top. Definitely. I've only shot air BB guns and stuff like that. I've never even shot a gun or own a gun. But I have no problem with people owning guns. And as long as they're respectable, responsible people, which most are, probably 98% of the people are. They're not trying to kill a bunch of people. That's the thing. It's like you can't arrest someone before they do something, even though they might be crazy. And
Well, that's
you can't,
the problem. It's a mental health issue. It's
you
not
can't
a
just
gun
take away, and you
issue.
can't just it's not the issue. The issue isn't the actual. I mean, there's a great video of someone they load a gun that's ready to fire, everything. It's a semi-automatic, and they put it on the table. They're like, all right, let's see if this gun starts taking it. And it just sits there. Of course.
I think somebody made a really good point.
A human acts upon that.
Your first episode of this entire, like after you guys came off a hiatus, I think it was your intern. He said, he's like, Polano's got a pool in the backyard that he keeps locked up, and that thing's more dangerous than any gun that anybody has in their house.
Good point.
That statistically, and
Yeah.
I mean, look at the vehicles that people are driving every day. You know, those things.
Well,
Will
that's
kill
right. Like
tons of people.
that dude could, if he couldn't get his hands on guns, he would have driven a truck through.
Yeah, you said that too, or he would have. You know.
I mean, it happens all the time in London, where not all the time, but recently it's happened multiple times because
Yeah.
you can't get guns, so they drive trucks through and then
Yeah,
stab people. man.
love to throw out statistics. Well, in England, you know, they don't have guns and blah blah blah. Okay, like, you know, we can pull these statistics.
And there's so many different circumstances. Like, let's say Australia.
I mean, that was more of a general statement just for my.
No. I'm agreeing with you, and I'm saying, like, you know,
Yeah.
like when people pull out these statistics against guns,
Yeah.
they always pull out like that. Well, in England, you know, even the police don't have guns and blah 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 blah. All right, let's start talking about per capita death rates due to other things that exist in their society. You know,
yeah,
so
there's
it's-
always.
Now, I wasn't far off either with Spain. but that argument stands clear, man. Like the government was trying to stop them from voting. That
Yeah,
would
so
never
that's-
fly in this country.
So, and it's funny. I was thinking about this today because I was reading another article about it. It's like Catalonia. Had the governments done nothing, let them vote, let them say they want to secede. Meanwhile, a good thing to point out, this is a little factoid a lot of people don't know about. They only had 45% of their population actually vote in the election. So Catalonia likes to claim that 90% of their people want to secede from this.
Well, 90% of those people that voted
Right,
to secede.
right, exactly. So the other, what is it, 55%? They didn't vote because they thought it was an act of treason. So the one thing I would say is
That's interesting, man.
If Spain, you know, had waited, right, they played their cards right, they waited, and then Catalonia officially seceded from the state, or, you know, the state of Spain, and they responded and they went and took it back, I think they would have received a lot more understanding from the international crowd than they
Right.
did by trying to prevent people from being able to vote.
I'm glad you clarified that because a lot of people, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because the number that they push out was 90%.
Right,
wanted to
yeah,
secede,
that's-
but I didn't know it was
It's
only
what
45%.
essentially what
Yeah.
the media wants you to.
Yeah.
90%
understand
of
that.
45%. Yeah. So that's a good, it's a good
60% of
thing.
the time, I'm accurate all
the time.
There,
Yeah.
right? So what'd you
Come on, man. Second Amendment on top.
Yeah.
Top and bottom number 3. Do you update the phone or you never update the phone?
I just updated the phone.
You did.
And I had to do a double update.
What number do you have? What phone do you have?
I have the iPhone
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
I think. It's got a nice crack through the center of the screen that I refuse to fix.
Crack kills.
that would drive me nuts. Like I've had that before. I had to get it fixed.
Yeah, no, I like want to see how far I can let it spider web before I literally can't use it anymore. And then
You had the double update?
so I had to update to the 11.02, and then I had to update to the 11.025.
Okay. How's it work now?
It works all right.
You
think I just got
want another conspiracy theory?
Tell me.
when they put out that update, when the new phone comes out, that's operating system is for the new phone, not
Right,
for your
right,
old
right.
hardware. So it just totally shuts
Yeah,
down.
but the
your-
iPhone 7
See,
can handle.
that's a conspiracy
it can
theory I can
handle
get
it.
behind.
It can handle it, yes, but does it operate well? No, absolutely not, and not on purpose.
Mine seems to be operating fine, and I updated it, but I didn't. There was like another update after the update because for bugs and shit that they need to fix.
Right, that's what that was.
I haven't done that one yet. I don't think, but I haven't seen any difference. There's some things I don't like in
Yeah.
just the whatever of it, but not like it hasn't been wonky. It hasn't been
Wonky,
yeah, you know, like slow lagging.
Yeah, so updates on bottom.
totally.
Yeah,
Right?
updates on bottom.
I don't know. I think I'm an update on the top kind of guy.
Wow, all right.
Yeah,
I'm
I mean,
starting
I always
to think iPhone on bottom.
yeah.
I don't know about that.
I've never had an issue.
It's funny you say that because I was always a Droid guy. I had like the first Droid. I had the Eris.
You would be a Droid guy.
Yeah, man, and I was like, I'm Droid, like
I was-
Google, and then it was terrible.
I was
it was
always
a
an iPhone
THC.
guy.
Remember are they still around?
THC. Yeah, they are still
Yeah,
around.
it was a
yeah.
THC Eris, and then I was like, you know what? I'm getting the iPhone.
I heard the
Now I'll
Google
never go back.
Pixel phone though is pretty dope.
Word.
The newest Google phone
Yeah,
is
I heard it's
insane.
pretty
Is it?
sick.
Yeah.
I
And
mean-
the newest Galaxy is absolutely absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I'm
the
sure,
new
man.
iPhones, like, there's a ton of Samsung, like, bits
Yeah.
technology in it.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say, don't update the phone on top because I have updates sitting here and I refuse to do it. So I guess
Yeah, and you have is that a 6 still? That might be why.
It's a 6S.
Oh, I don't know. You'd probably
Old
be
school.
fine.
I'm just,
That's not
just
old
don't
school.
need the up. That's pretty old school, dude.
The old school is 5.
5 is like your
I
comment.
saw someone with a 4 the other day.
No, they're just an asshole.
Yeah, they're just an asshole.
That's like a small brick that you can use as
Yeah.
a weapon.
Yeah,
So-
like
I want to see
it's not
someone
even
with
the
the
same thing.
iPhone like 3 or the original still.
Like this feels sexy in your hand. It's the 6. You put the 4 in your hand, and it's like, what the hell? It's
well,
like
the
an
7
old-
feels just like the 6. It's the same size, same everything.
you have
that
the
is.
real American case on it, though.
Yeah.
Captain America.
Yeah.
Nice.
Top or bottom number 4: Harvey Weinstein or Bill Cosby?
Who's Harvey Weinstein?
Oh man,
guy,
I guess
wow.
you don't know what's going on about this?
No.
You ever watch Entourage?
Yeah.
Well, they refer to him. He runs Hollywood, right? So they
Harvey
always-
Weinstein's a big wig in Hollywood. Big.
Oh,
Owns
okay.
Miramax.
What did he do? Did he rape women?
Well, it was like there's a lot of sexual harassment and stuff coming out, and we're not talking by just some random actors. There are some actors that you don't know of that are coming out, but we're talking like Gwyneth Paltrow, Angelina Jolie, Heather Graham. Like, and he even came out and said, I have a problem. I've done some of this stuff. Not, I don't know about rape, but like definitely sexually inappropriate stuff. Like one woman came out and was like, he said he would help my career. His assistant came and got me, went up to his hotel room. He had 2 movie contracts sitting. He said, I'll sign both of these if you have a threesome with me and my assistant. So it's
wow.
he's a piece of shit. And I feel like that just happens all the time and all the time in Hollywood. Like, they call it the casting couch for a reason. That shit happens. It does. I mean, it does. And Bill Cosby, he was like drugging chicks with like pudding pops.
Yeah, I'm not.
Pudding pops.
No one's on top in either of these scenarios. Anybody who wants to take advantage of women is a horrible person. Should be condemned out. Not going to happen.
You have to
Not
answer
going
the
to happen.
question.
Not going to happen.
It might not mean that. It's always your interpretation of it. You could say on top because he just made more money than Bill Cosby. But anyway,
I mean, he wrote The Brown Hornet. I mean, like that's worth something. I love putting.
this is a tough one, though. Weinstein or Cosby?
I mean, when we discussed this upstairs on the couch, not that couch, but on the couch, we didn't think about that.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, they're both the scumbags. That's what,
Can we just all agree that they both suck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
All right, but
Sounds good.
I still like pudding pops.
and Harvey Weinstein produced a lot of good movies.
Still like pudding pops.
And he
I do.
produced a lot of good movies, but that's separate from him being an asshole.
All right, top or bottom number 5: conflict overseas. Okay, I should rephrase that. Conflict in general, nuclear war, or is it boots on the ground? What's happening next?
What's happening next is what you want me to say.
Nuclear
So how do
war?
I put that in the top and bottom?
Well,
you're
which
saying-
one? It's your opinion. Is it going to be a nuclear war? Or is it going to be boots on the ground?
It's going to be boots on the ground.
Oh, you think so?
Absolutely.
How so, man?
Okay, let's get something straight right now. We claim this whole nuclear war thing. The only way that a war ends is with the boots on the ground. All right, you need those men that are going to close, or women now. You need them to close the last 30 meters and destroy the enemy. So do as much of your nuclear war as you want, or these super awesome drones, or this air campaign that we're going to do. In the end, you need the people that you're going to drop. They're going to close with and destroy the enemy in those last 30 meters. So
Interesting.
it's
So
always
you're
gonna
saying
be
even if there is a nuclear war, boots on the ground.
boots on the ground will happen because it will not be done until there's boots on the ground.
That makes sense. I guess that has to happen at some point, even in that kind of war. You know.
Yeah, I guess like so. Even if you drop a nuclear weapon on North Korea, you put boots on the ground. You have to, but you can't.
You can.
You can't.
Absolutely
After
can.
a nuclear war?
Yeah, so anybody who wants to know more about this can look up CBRF, Chemical Biological Response Force. They're a great team that's set up to respond in America. They're stationed down in D.C. They're set up to respond in case anybody ever hits us, specifically our capital, with a nuclear bomb. And they're going to be the ones that are going to take care of you. They'll also be the ones that are the first ones in if we ever, God forbid, had to drop something like that, which...
What do they do? How are they immune?
They're trained to enter into any area that's been affected by chemicals, by nuclear radiation, everything like that. They're the ones that are going to tape off the areas that you can't go into at all. They're the ones that are going to get into the areas that you could get into only with some certain type of suit, and they're going to pull out the people that can be saved. They're really weird people, you know. Like you got to be a weird dude to like be cool with working with chemicals.
It's like
and
hazmat, right? I mean,
Yeah, that's intense.
and radiation and all that kind of stuff. But they're a necessary evil, and we have them. They're always on standby wherever we're at. They're always doing good things. So, I'm sure for the inauguration, they're always on standby for whatever's going on in DC. They're on standby, and they're just trained to do all that kind of stuff. They're awesome. So, and then eventually it's going to be the grunts that are closing with and destroying the enemy after they've told them where they can go.
So what do you think? You think it's going to happen with this? Do you think the nuclear bomb's going to get launched?
No. Let's get something straight right now, okay? I love this whole Kim Jong-un thing because people are getting all fired up about it. You're in the street and you're about to punch some dude in the face. Are you going to warn him that you're going to punch him in the face? Or are you just going to punch him in his face?
I mean, some people like to be polite.
There's no such thing as being polite in a real fight, all right? You're going to punch that dude straight in his face, and that's going to be the end of it. The only time...
surprise is always, you always want the element of surprise, right?
I mean, the only time you ever see a dude say, I'm going to punch you in your face, he's posturing. That's all he's doing. He's posturing, which a large part of battles, and a couple great books that a lot of Americans should read is On Killing and On Combat by Lieutenant Colonel Grossman. Both those books cover the amount of posturing that exists in warfare and battle and interpersonal conflict. So posturing is a big deal. Kim Jong-un is posturing. That's his business.
He's just a fat little shit. Like, I seriously think him one-on-one, like, alone, no one else, my sister could beat him up. Like, let's be honest. Like, him alone, he's not trained in anything. They lie about everything. You know, his dad...
Loves basketball. People think he's the best basketball player.
Kim Jong-il.
Kim Jong-il, he actually told this people that he played 18 rounds of golf and got a hole in one each one, and he's the best golf player. They just believe it.
Yeah, it's a fascist government.
Yeah,
They're worse than Stalin was with the Soviet Union. Way worse. You know, they control the media. These people, if they don't act a certain way, they're going to absolutely get killed by their government. So.
Yeah.
Where's the last place you were stationed?
I was in Japan. I was in Okinawa, Japan.
So when you were in Okinawa, there were I would imagine there were bars that you guys went to as Marines.
Absolutely.
All right, so you walk into that bar, and you see Kim Jong-un across the way
In Japan?
Yeah, he just happens to be chilling.
He just happens to be chilling in Japan.
He's with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah,
and you walk up to him and you want to offer him. You want to offer him a new scent out. It's called Ocean CrossFit by what's Mike's last name?
Fantini.
By the great Fantini.
A new scent?
It's a new scent.
It's a new scent? Like I'm offering him a cologne?
Yeah, the new cologne.
Yeah.
Called Ocean. What's it called? It's called Ocean CrossFit.
Ocean CrossFit.
Yeah.
Ocean CrossFit.
Yeah.
By Michael Fantini.
Yeah. I don't know where we're going with this.
Oh, you don't?
No.
You want Derek to do it first? Derek, why don't you take John with you?
All right. Hey. Walking in this pub right now. See that fat little shit over there? I would offer some Ocean CrossFit by Michael Fantini.
You touch my tra-la-la.
Is that guy's name?
Yeah.
I know Sherman. I don't know the other guy.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, I didn't know where we were going with that.
Neither do we.
Yeah.
It's usually a salami or a deli meat.
We usually
cologne.
do. Yeah, we usually throw out people their favorite. Well, let's just do it. What's your favorite deli meat?
Gabagool.
Gabagool.
No. Yeah.
Right.
Gabagool.
So, so what would it be called?
I don't know. It's your own interpretation.
All right, so it's your own interpretation of the scent. The scent is called Gabagool, and it's by John McCarthy, and you're going to give it to Kim Jong-un because he's so sexy.
I'm going to give Kim Jong-un.
Why would he give it to Kim Jong-un?
Well, you're talking to Kim Jong-un.
That's the last thing I'll give him.
I'm never going to talk to Kim
or some
Jong-un.
Gabagool. He's not worthy of some Gabagool. Right? Am I in the will?
So you walk into the bar, and you see that little fat Asian standing with the Dennis Rodman.
D-Rod.
Yeah, let's talk about what Dennis Rodman's doing.
Yeah, give the cologne to Dennis Rodman.
Is this cologne poisonous? Is this like, am I a CIA agent who's inadvertently been sent in there to...
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go.
Yeah. Mr. Un, how are you today? It is a pleasure to meet you.
There you go.
I like it.
I am so happy that we have finally met.
He's doing Kung Fu mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, the people can't see this because we don't film on PVR anymore, but I'm definitely doing Kung Fu mouth. Please take this as a token of my appreciation.
What's it called?
What are you giving him?
You touch my tra-la-la.
What's the name of the cologne?
Pantini. No. That's just called Ocean CrossFit.
What was the meat?
Gabagool.
Gabagool. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh my god, I love it.
It's the gabagool that gets you every time.
Gabagool
The poisonous gabagool cologne is going to kill Kim Jong-un.
So, shameless plug for you. You have a big show coming up May 9th.
May 9th.
What's May 9th?
At the House of Independence.
Oh, no, it switched to April 6th.
Oh, wow. So you're not going to do it on Big E's birthday anymore?
No.
Baby.
March 9th. It was
Oh, what did I
9th.
say? What did I
You
say?
said May.
Oh, I meant to say March.
Yeah, March
Apologize.
9th. And that's Biggie's death day.
Oh, wow.
Greatest rapper.
What year?
You almost had none of it
Yeah,
right.
screw this up.
97.
Screw this up so bad. Talk about getting a fact check.
97 or 98?
No,
I think it was 97.
96. I want to say 96.
I think 97, but
Think
Andy
97?
Barr won.
Baby.
Yeah, baby.
Best Biggie song.
Juicy.
Pretty good.
I got 7 Mac 11s. about
838s, 99s, 10 Mac 10s. The shit's never end.
That's a great song, too.
Can't touch my riches.
Even if you got
MC Hammer.
and those 357 bitches.
Yeah, but it's definitely Give Me the Loot is his best song.
That's a great one. Too.
Oh, come on.
There's so many good ones.
Does that start with the pager?
Check it. My man Inf left a tech and a 9 at my crib. Turned himself in. He had to do a bid. A 1 to 3. He'll be home the end of 93. I'm ready to get this paper. G, you with me? Motherfucking right.
He's white as
My
fuck.
pocket's looking tight,
Right?
and I'm stressed. Yo, Biggie, let me get the vest.
Just so everybody knows out there, he's 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyed, jarhead, rapping Biggie. I don't know, how tall are you now?
I'm
About 5'11".
You're like 6'3".
I'm
How tall
about
are you?
5'11".
Yeah.
Got 11 Mac 11s.
Yeah, I got 11 inches on my 5 feet.
Oh, when's the last time you heard the sound? So now this gets interesting. Because,
Rest in peace.
Whoa, yes, yeah, word up.
Rest in peace, AOL Instant
Pour a little bit
Messenger.
out on the ground.
Yeah, pour it out.
This is the music you hear is the Armchair Futurist. The show is all about the revolution and the revolution that surrounds our guest, which is you, right? So in the year 2050, we're going to talk about what your industry is going to look like. But before we get to that, there's a couple things that have to happen right here. We always talk about what's the sound mean to you? That modem sound?
That's like your dial-up.
Did you ever have AOL?
Yeah,
did
with
you have
AOL. I did. Yeah, I got the
Did you have
disc.
Instant Messenger? Don't say it. Did you have Instant Messenger?
Yes.
Okay, don't say your screen name.
Okay, got
We're
it.
going to get to that in a second.
You'll never guess it.
So well, you'd be surprised. And we're gonna get to that. So AIM will officially shut down on December 15th after 20 years in service.
But who is using it still?
Nobody. No, but that's why they're shutting it down.
Are you kidding? My away message has been up this whole time.
Yeah, what do you think it is? I want to log on.
You hear people log on, the door opens and the door closes. When
The parent company announced Friday the news marks the end of an era for anyone who came of age with the internet in the late 90s and the year 2000s. Now, Derek D, I don't know how many shows you've listened to, but we generally end when we have a guest on with the Armchair Futurist, and most people revert back to dial-up modems and AOL Instant Messenger. So Derek D has been guessing people's, just from the conversation, he's going to guess your screen name.
Oh, wow.
And
Now,
this is
fun.
I haven't, like, there's been a few times, actually a bunch of times, which was crazy to me how close I got.
He gets pretty close, and
But
there's no shenanigans. There's no conspiracy, no conspiracy.
No conspiracy.
No conspiracy.
But there was no like the last guest calling the shots. Not Taylor Allen.
Taylor Allen and Steve Areno.
Yeah, Steve Areno.
Steve Areno.
I tried to guess his, and it was just way. There was no way you would have gotten it. It was like way out of. It was just zero chance. But you said there's no chance either, huh?
I think I'm gonna guess too because I think I can nail it.
Well,
I think I can get it.
He's obviously an athletic dude, and I don't know if he played soccer or
Don't give him too much information.
Football.
Don't give him too much.
Am I doing anything with 2050 or do you?
No, we're gonna
So
get
after
no,
this.
no, after this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did
We're
play
gonna-
sports.
Am I
Don't
answering
give him
things?
too much.
Well, he doesn't have
Be
to say
generic.
what
Be
sport.
generic. It's like when you go to see a.
Yeah, I did. I went to Ocean Township High School. Of course, I played sports. Otherwise, you'd be a nobody. Like
When you see
you
it-
have no life. If
You know when you
didn't
see
play
a
sports.
psychic,
You didn't play
Yeah.
football.
you don't
played
want
soccer.
to. You don't want to give him too much info. Treat him like a psychic.
Yeah, but I'm not a psychic by any means.
This is from the only guy who goes into the psychic trying to trick the psychic to get like the.
And your last
that's
name-
Mike Polano right there.
Yeah.
Like you love. That's what he gets off to. That and getting Jehovah's Witnesses to try to kick the shit out of him.
And your last name is McCarthy.
Yeah. No relation to Paul.
I don't know. I want to say like J Max something, but that's too easy. It's too easy. It's like,
Can I interject?
or it's like Mac
Can I
Attack
interject?
12 or something.
Is there a number?
Yeah.
All right, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I know what it is. Can I? I'm gonna.
I don't know what Mike's doing.
I don't.
right
Go
now.
ahead. Keep talking.
I'm just still trying to guess. Can I ask? I can ask.
Can I give him a clue?
No.
Nothing. I can't give him anything.
But what about?
No, not even close.
Not even close?
Actually, the number is oddly close.
Why? Not oddly. Like that's what I remember your number being.
No, yeah, but that wasn't my number. But it's very close to my number.
Is it related to sports?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all right. So that's where my head was going.
Let me ask you this
It's
question.
like it is like so related to sports. It's
What?
insane.
Let
All
me
right,
ask
so
you this
that's,
question.
that, I said that before I even asked him
What
that.
position do you think this kid would have played?
Well, I don't know if he played football or soccer.
Just told you.
He played soccer.
No.
I played football.
you did play football.
You'll never guess what position I played.
Well, I would say you played like a receiver.
Yeah, exactly. I've come a long way.
He went to Ocean.
We'll just say I've come a very long
and then
way.
on defense, you were either a D-backer. You could have maybe been a linebacker.
Yeah, no.
No,
I was the smallest center in the short conference.
Oh, you were a center.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't.
Yeah, I've got him. Look at him. He's sweating. He's sweating.
It's like
Baby. Oh.
there was a number, so it's like 69 or something.
Wow, that's kind of close. That's
And
pretty
it's like, but like I don't know if it's like straight up like the word center's not in there.
no,
I think it's like
Was I right with the word?
no.
Oh, wow, man.
I don't know. So like it's like Mac Tackle 65 or something.
That's a pretty good guess.
That was pretty good. That's
Tackle
a
Max.
really
What
good guess.
was it?
It was
I thought it was
Hitman 56.
Oh,
Hitman 56.
I said 65 and
now-
Mac Tackle hit.
Yep. See, he gets pretty.
That-
damn.
that-
You have to admit that's pretty close.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Not
And
bad.
that's, you're so close because I was in Pop Warner. That was my nickname. I was the Hitman. Yeah, because I did play middle linebacker and center in Pop Warner.
You played
That's what I was.
center. That's crazy.
Yeah,
OT,
because I was a
baby.
very large, younger child.
Oh, you were bigger?
You were
Yeah,
fat. You
yeah.
were fat.
I was a fat little.
Oh, you were chubby?
Yeah, I'm a FFK, former fat kids.
Former
That's me,
fat
yeah.
kid.
So like we're the ones that you see out at the club, and it's like, yo, we're all going out for pizza, and it's like, nah, man, I can't. You know, it's like they don't know that like you're secretly always freaking out that you're gonna get fat again. So,
So Hitman 56.
Pretty damn
56
close.
after
I'm still impressed.
LT.
yeah, 56 is what I was. That was my number when I was younger, and then I was 66 all through high school.
Oh, I said 65.
JMac the Man 66 was my
Oh.
Gmail address
I was
for a
pretty
while.
close to that.
So Polano tried JMac 54.
I said JMac.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
JMac. Actually, in college, if you went to where I went to college, no one would know my real name. They only know JMac. That is like literally.
I mean, that's a good nickname.
Sounds
Yeah,
about
it was
right.
a great nickname. Great nickname.
That's what we say when we're going to Johnny Max. We're going to
Well,
Love Johnny Max.
Yeah.
Great
going to J
place.
Max.
Yeah.
So the year is 2050. So your industry, we'll call it military, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you want to get more specific. That's your prerogative.
Okay.
What does your industry look like in? What is it? What are we at? 30 something years?
I don't know, 37 years.
You know,
from
now
now.
that AOL's gone, we're going to have to just shut the show down. Like, we're not going to be able to ask this question anymore.
No. you're
People
good,
born
you're good.
right now will not have aims. Anyway,
What is what
They
is-
don't have aims right now anyway. Who are you kidding?
what is the military going to look like in 30 years?
It's probably like a technology question, maybe.
Yeah, no, it's actually so. This is actually really great because we talk
Cyber
about this.
warfare.
We talk about this all the time in the military. Yes, cyber warfare is going to have a huge role. So, what a lot of people don't know, the Space Corps is being developed right now. So,
The Space Corps?
yeah, separate entity from every other division of the Department of Defense right now is the Space Corps, and the Air Force is super pissed off about it because technically, right now, that's their
is this true?
this.
It's 100% true. Yeah, and one of my favorite branches is NASA.
Oh, NASA's your
That's a
favorite.
branch. It's one of my favorites.
That's your favorite branch of what?
No, the branch that comes out of one of my trees. I call it NASA. One of my beautiful trees. They're beautiful. Okay, oranges, apples, pears, lemons, limes. Down in Mar-a-Lago. Okay, NASA branch. It's one of my favorite branches.
POTUS, everybody. Sorry, go on. POTUS is rude.
POTUS is a great man, Commander in Chief, support every decision he makes.
I love this guy. Fantastic.
What's his name?
It's Jennifer or something. J-Mac.
POTUS, you don't even know his name.
I believe it's Tackle, Mac Tackle.
Mac Tackle.
Mac Tackle.
Mac Tackle bait and roll.
Great place.
Bait-
I get all
bait
my
and
bait
reel?
there. I love Ocean.
POTUS, everybody. POTUS.
So Space Corps is going to be out, and that'll.
Space Corps. It's one of my favorite corps. I work my corps. Okay, Melania, me, we do Pilates, works the core, space in the space of my core.
All right, so thanks.
That's what he's talking about.
Thank you. I'm sorry. You're saying.
Yeah, so it's gonna be great.
Space core.
It's gonna be great.
He said it. It's gonna be great.
I'm so sorry. The guy just like shows up. I can't believe NASA's going to be another branch of the military.
Yeah, it's new. I think that's what he was saying. But anyway, Space Corps is you're saying every branch has
Every branch of space will have a core.
It's called Space Corps.
Sorry.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is,
You're just waiting. He's probably
I'm waiting for him to start this music back
What
up.
were you going to say? Seriously.
He can't keep it.
So stupid. Oh, God. Donald Trump, everybody. Donald Trump.
Yeah. Do you actually want me to answer this question? You're going to be doing a lot of trimming on this.
No, I really do.
People are going to think that drones and all of this kind of stuff are...
The guy just comes back. He can't even like...
Because I gotta tell you, this guy's great. I love this guy. This guy is aces.
Aces.
He's big league.
Big league.
Big league.
Like the chew.
No, he's big league. Okay? There's a difference. Big league's a word. He's big league.
This is the first time the POTUS has not called me an idiot in 27 episodes.
Mike, you're an idiot.
Oh, there it is.
But you are unprepared.
That's true. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No hands. The American people are definitely going to think that we're going to move towards drones and airstrikes and all those kind of things. But a lot of the technology is going to... The other thing that's huge is a lot of people think that right now special forces are the big thing. The Navy SEALs and even the Marine Corps, we're guilty of it right now. We've developed Marine Corps Special Operations Command, MARSOC, and they're a huge entity of ours. They're operating in Africa and everything like that, and they're doing all kinds of stuff. And they're supposed to be this big entity, and they're great, and we need them because they do those quick raids and everything like that. They do all these snatch and grab missions.
Yeah.
That we need, but the thing that everybody needs to consider, we talk about this nuclear war, all this kind of stuff. Whoever it is, World War III, whenever it comes, pray to God it never does, and I doubt that it will for a very long time in our lifetimes. When it does, we're not going to need special forces. We're not going to need an air force. We're not going to need a space corps. We're not going to need drones. We're going to need boots on the ground that are going to go in and that are going to be a attrition force that is going to go in and absolutely crush and demolish the enemy. And that is something that the military needs to prepare for and that the American people need to prepare for, because that's something that they are not ready for. Because ask the average American citizen if they're willing to send their son or daughter off to go do something like that. And they're going to tell you no. Yeah, and they're going to pray that we don't.
You got an idea? How about we don't have another war?
Let's avoid that.
Right? Like, because I think we're evolving. People don't want to send their kids to war.
So I think a great artistic image of the entire thing is if you look at The Patriot, right? You remember that movie, The Patriot, with Mel Gibson, right? The American version of Braveheart, another great movie. Okay, The Patriot, when Mel Gibson, who's this crazy warrior who apparently is known for cutting the ears and noses off people during the French and Indian War, he's standing in a hall of Congress and telling them you should not vote to go to war because this is going to come on your backyards and your sons and daughters are going to die from it and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. That's how we should approach every conflict that we debate, with that sort of tenacity, that we literally question whether or not your own son and daughter is going to go to war and die. That all being said, we can't become the country that refuses to go, because the only way that you can impose your will upon the enemy is through violent force. And those are things that we need to be prepared to engage in.
I think the thing is to be absolutely prepared as possible, but never have to use it. Never have to use it. But speak softly.
Be the warrior in the garden. Be the warrior in the garden, and not the gardener in the war.
But why? It's just sad. Like, why would we ever need or want to impose our will on somebody else? It shouldn't be that way. Like, live and let live. Not to mention,
can't we all just get along?
I'm totally down with that. But there should just be, the way I would look at it is that there should just be a bunch of animals just absolutely training all day long, just, dogs on the leash that somebody's holding, and then they're just waiting to release them, and pray to God that it's the absolute last straw. We never need to release them. But when that day comes, you drop that leash, I pray for the person who has to be on the other side of it. That's the way we should be. That's the way we should attack everything that we do.
Do you think there's anybody that could beat us in a ground war? Does China scare you?
I think what scares me is ever being so comfortable that I believe that. That's what scares me, is being so complacent and so comfortable that I truly believe that we're so superior that no one can beat us. You never know what can happen. This is the beauty of war, is that there's an art and a science to it, and that at any time something can bend in the favor of one side or the other. That all being said, I've trained with a lot of militaries in other countries, and I feel comfortable about where we're at. But you never, I always approach it with the tenacity that if we're not getting better, we're getting worse, because our enemy is out there and they're getting better and they're trying to kill us.
How does the rest of the world view us when you're in Okinawa?
So the Okinawans, they don't like us. They don't like the military on their
And we've
soil.
been there a long time, right? My father was stationed in Okinawa during Nam.
Yeah, we've been there since World War II. The Okinawans don't like us there. But here's the thing. The Okinawans, they don't consider themselves actually Japanese. They consider themselves more like an individual race, and they consider themselves closer to the Chinese. But the Japanese love having us on Okinawa, because that means that we're there to help them, and which we are. We're in staunch support of the Japanese people. But when we're in Okinawa, we're not actually on mainland Japan with all of our military forces. That being said, we go to Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines. All these countries are very welcoming of us, and their military love to train with the Americans. The only weird thing is, like in Thailand, we get out of Thailand, we're done training with them. All of a sudden you turn around and the Chinese are training with them. So it's an interesting thing to see. But I mean, the Chinese have stepped up to back us as of late with Kim Jong-un and everything that's been going on, and their efforts to no longer sanction trade between North Korean businesses. That's a big deal. Well,
they should, man, because they know what that's going to lead into.
And look at what's happened. It's like, if anything, Kim Jong-un has done a good thing for us. He's tested China's resolve towards us, and they've stepped up to the plate and said, "Hey, we're going to support you," and they did. So, we'll see how far it goes. You need to watch that closely. You always keep people very close and know what they're
absolutely.
doing. But
why will you never, and not you, but why will nobody ever win a ground war in the United States?
It's a great question. I pray.
Bring it full circle.
Yeah, no, I absolutely.
I just don't want that to happen.
Why will nobody ever beat us?
They won't. So the smart enemy would come in here by breaking down our infrastructure or sending some sort of virus in that prevents Americans from getting their money, and then hoping that we're all going to kind of eat each other alive.
Well, I hope they're not listening to this.
I would love to. This is not a military thing. This is just my own theory. I would love to see that happen, and then watch the good of the American people that I believe in, where they respond and then they all look out for each other the way that they should, the way that they did when they responded to Sandy, the way that they do when we respond to any natural disaster. I think that's the intangible that our enemies can't account for. But the person who literally drops boots on the ground in this country and thinks that they're going to make it past like 30, 40 miles in on the coast. I pray for you that you
but why? Tell me why.
Because the American people have way too many guns, and they protect their land way too strictly.
Second Amendment,
something
baby.
that they've earned and that they're
we all
very proud
got guns.
of.
John McCarthy, thank you so much for coming out, man. Brought that one straight full circle.
Yeah, super happy to be on the show, guys. Thank you so much.
Anything you want to? Did we go long enough? Did we go long enough?
Yeah, I feel bad. You're going to
No,
two episodes? I don't know.
Anything you want to plug on the way out?
Yeah, definitely inthearenaproject.com is the actual website. That's
What's your Twitter?
Very
Where
soon.
can they stalk you on?
My Twitter right now, it's Twitter's dying, so don't worry about that. You can look me up on Postmodern Patriot on Netflix. I'm still under that tag, but In the Arena Project will also be coming up very soon. So all that stuff's going to be coming up. Keep watching me. Probably this winter is when it's all going to be coming out officially.
Nice.
It's going to be our launch.
I'm just DerekD.com. You know where to find me.
Make sure you have us on as guests on your podcast.
Oh, yeah. You guys are definitely getting roped in. Don't worry about it.
PBR Podcast. You can find us on the web, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram us. Give us some love, and we would love you back.